Vishal, yeah, doctor. So I reached out to him, and I had a consult with him a few days back.
Hmm.
It was good. It was really good.
Okay.
This doctor is some one of a kind. I've never found someone who actually does these kind of diagnoses in a very different style, very, very different, unique style. He was really good. And I asked him this question, and he said, I'll send you some medicine. Just try this first. It may be, there's some bug in the system that could have caused it, but
Yeah.
whatever general, food you're having, you just have it. Don't introduce
Mm,
anything else.
correct.
Um, Vasudev Anna.
Yes.
Thank you, Anna. Um, so really good, Anna. Really impressed.
Mm.
Thank you for sharing the doctor with us as well. Really, really grateful. I actually enjoyed the last half an hour. We talked for about a lot of things, and I enjoyed having a conversation with him as well.
Yeah.
A really good person. Okay, this thing also did one thing, Anna. I don't know if it's Devi or Sadhguru. I don't know, but because this thing happened, I started ramping up my sadhana. And then ramp up happened. It has happened so much that I don't know. I feel like I'm floating, while I'm walking. So that all those problems disappeared. My sadhana from 2 hours started becoming 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours. I started getting up in the morning like 3:30 easily, and then Surya Kriya started having 6 cycles, Surya Sakti 12 cycles, and I just started ramping up because I felt maybe it's something to do with it. And ever since that, the problem has disappeared. Problem has disappeared. So the way he diagnoses is very different, and the way he opened me up was master class, I would say, because I don't open up so easily. He opened me up so easily, like
Yeah.
you know. At one point, I thought, what is he trying to do? 15,
Yeah.
20 minutes in the
You
conversation.
won't
What is he trying to
understand.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is he trying to do? And I'm like,
Yeah.
then he started at the end when we connected the dots. My head was spinning.
Spinning. Yeah.
He's like,
You.
okay, this is the problem you're having, and he also started saying, okay, you may have a tendency of leaning this way. Your body may be leaning this way. This that. The way you walk is this. And I'm like, are you an
Accurate.
astrologer or a doctor?
His body astrologer. Yeah.
Yeah, he was too good. And later also he said, I don't know now. I've never seen that kind of person who
Yeah.
actually talks to you, finds out what your behaviors are, what you've been through, forces you to dig deep. And that is something, a lot of people find intimidating at times because you see a new person. Why is he asking so many questions? But at the end, I found out, okay, this is the way he actually opens up people. This is the way he actually diagnoses people. And the entire time, it just feels like the video is frozen, but no, he's listening. He's listening very keenly what you're doing. He's watching your eye movement, everything, the way you speak, the hand gestures. And after half an hour to an hour, he'll say, I got you. Okay, let's talk about your symptoms now.
It's not a good comparison, but if you, if Sadhguru sat in front of you and diagnosed
Yes.
you,
Mm,
he'd point out many things like what the doctor is pointing out, actually.
mm.
Because he points out at all the deep-rooted samskaras or the
Yes, yes,
karmic
yes.
karmic
Oh my.
compulsions.
He said, whatever problem you have is on your left side of the body. And I'm like, how? So you had a wisdom teeth removed. It was a left or right? I said left. And then he said, the palpitation you're having on the left side of the body or right? He already wrote it down. He
Mm,
already wrote it down.
mm,
And he showed me, okay, this is what I wrote. He showed me, this is what I wrote.
yeah,
See, left to
yeah,
right. This is the point. He
yeah,
drew the entire point, the body
yeah.
mapping.
Mm,
And then he went, so you're having stomach issue, which is the left, right? And I in back in say 10 years back, I had Achilles as well on my heels.
mm, mm.
And he said, was it left or right? And I said, maybe right. No, I said, go back and check. It should be left. The body is very systematic. It's never random. And then after the call, I went and checked the medical records. I had goosebumps in my hands. Yes, it
Wow.
was left. And then he said, do you have then in the conversation we talked about, he said, I think he said, I mentioned, he said, birthmark, is there birthmark in your body? It should be on left hand side, left side of the body. He was dead right. I can't believe that. No, this is not true. And it's like, okay, the pain that you have, it radiates from here, right? I said, yes.
Uh,
And I'm like, because sometimes I did have this, eye strain. It radiates from here. And I told him, so it's a left. It's a 100% left. He didn't ask me. I said, yes, it's left. Then he said, the most of the problems that you have, you may also talked about the snake thing in the video. He also mentions about that, tendency. And unfortunately, I fall in that category. So he said a lot of the problem is because the blood that you carry from your genetics. And he even asked me, "What your father? How's your father? How's your mother?" And then I started, in my mind only thinking, "Okay, my mother has this problem. Oh my God!" And he just carried forward, And he said, "This has been happening from generations in your genetics. No one knows about it because we Asians, we always are in survival mode. We never think about you will have some sort of medicine and then it just disappears a few days and then we'll have another kind of medicine disappears for a few days, so we never really thought about it. And I said, so why, and I asked him, why do I have mark in my left thigh, birthmark, and it's blue? I told him. And he said, there are, and I asked him, is it because you're referring to snake? And said, yes, this is why. And I was like, wow, that is something. He said, yes, this is a tendency. And he explained every tendency. And the tendency was so correct, so top to,
so on
bottom
point.
correct.
Yeah.
I was just shaken for,
Yeah.
and I said, my head is spinning. He was laughing.
Yeah.
I said, my head is spinning. And he said, yes, you connect the dot. And he said, I got you. I got you completely. I got you
Yeah.
inside out. And he said, he said a few things. Whenever you have some issues, you don't run away from it. You just stay there. The rest, it will fix on its own. Your whole body problem will go. It's all. And I asked him, is it karmic manifestation in some way? He said, yes, it's genetic manifestation in a lot of way. So it's coming to the surface. So that's why you're having problem.
And I think in the podcast or before the podcast, I may have mentioned this couple of times. He already, the Sadhguru's surgery, he predicted a year prior. 1 year before Sadhguru went through surgery, he already mentioned what is going to happen to Sadhguru. Uh,
Wow,
yeah, and exactly what kind of surgery he will have to go through if he doesn't take precaution at that time. But I think nobody paid attention at that time.
wow, wow.
Yeah,
I
and
can't explain it to you, Anna. I
yeah,
was for 15 minutes. My hands were shaking like this because it was
yeah,
like Sadhguru sitting there, like what you said,
it
and
is
saying,
it is
"Hey."
Sadhguru sitting there only. Yeah,
Yeah, he said exactly, and he said, and he will also trigger a ego too much, too much. He will pinch your ego. He exactly knows where to hit.
yeah,
And he said,
mm,
boss, I'll tell you one thing. I've got 2,000 people who are transformed. He said this to me.
yeah,
You are nothing. There were people. I'm not demonizing you. Like your symptoms
mm,
is nothing,
mm,
but I'm getting in touch with more and more spiritual people, which is good. He
mm.
said, and he said, uh, 2,000 people who are in a very dark state of their
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
very, very dark state of their life,
yes, yes,
has been completely transformed.
yeah,
And you know what the honesty I like of that person is? So he calculated all the shipping charges and everything,
mm,
and I sent him the cost.
mm.
After a few days, he messaged me, "Do you have 1,000 rupees,
Excess.
with me, excess with me?
Uh,
So please send your ID. I'll transfer you."
mm,
I'm like, wow.
yeah,
Not
it's
many people do that.
it's a blessing. We may not realize it. It's a blessing for any of us to come into contact with somebody like him. And he doesn't know how to make money. It's only recently he increased the charge and started to make money because he's not able to pay for his own house and family and everything. And
Okay,
we
that's so
told,
sad, man.
yeah, we took, so me and Janvi Akka specifically, we decided that we are going to support him in every way possible. And as such, it's not like We are going to create patients. People are already there trying to figure
Mm.
out, trying to seek clarity anyway. So rather than banging your head, just go there, figure out what your tendencies are, and go work on them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Very
I'm
true,
not,
now. Very
yeah.
true.
So that's one way, and it's a sure shot method. And literally, you will sit in front of him, and I'm telling you, it's literally just Sadhguru pointing arrows at you.
Yes, yes, and
He'll hit
it
you
will hurt
exactly where
you.
it hurts.
It
Yeah.
will hurt you, and then when you come out of that entire session,
Mm.
it will keep you wondering, how did you open this? How did you open yourself up?
Yeah.
Because generally it doesn't happen. It's just like a you get into a zone, and then everything what has to come out will come out. That was my experience of him. Like he
Yes.
will, I don't know what he does, but he will just bring everything onto the surface,
Correct.
and then he will talk about, okay, this is what you do, this is what you are. He'll ask you
Yes.
questions. He wouldn't tell anything. He wouldn't give any dialogue. He will ask yourself. You will yourself tell what the problems are.
Correct.
And then when he starts going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, it just, probably a self realization like,
Yeah.
oh, this is who I am.
That the doctor that you guys were discussing, I feel like I have like small issues, like I said, but I don't have any problem that I've ever felt like I want to go and ask. But I do want to make use of it in the sense that, well, why not? Like for my spiritual journey, if it helps, why not? Right?
Yeah.
I can do that. As like,
If you're ready to cry, and if you're ready to hurt yourself,
and
it
I've
is
heard
it is a perfect opportunity. I'm not joking, Aka. See, these are the kind of things we go through in Ishanga training. I'm
yeah.
not joking about it. They'll just strip you naked. All your identities will just show up right in front of you, and they'll be like leaving you, and it hurts you. You be ready for that. I'm saying this in a very, very transformative and good way.
Mm. I'm
Okay?
excited. Okay,
Perfect. Go for it.